which leads me on really nicely to my next question about innovation.
Okay.
So in terms of innovation in this industry, in this category in the industry, coffee innovation has been, dramatic over the last 5 years. I mean, when I think about coffee culture in the UK, we are so advanced. I was in Paris not that long ago and I asked for a takeaway coffee and they just looked at me so peculiarly. They were like, "What, you're not going to have it in here?" And they don't really get it. They're like, "What?" So I think we are very spoiled here with coffee culture. But in terms of innovation, other than the packaging side of it, how would you say you guys are constantly innovating in this space with products or what else?
I suppose with any innovation, you have to go back to the customer. What are the customers looking for? What do they want? What are they saying? What are they not saying? I mean, innovation is happening in coffee in different ways in different parts of the coffee world. So, high street coffee, that's evolving. Milk alternatives, how that's prepared. In-home coffee is moving a lot slower. So there's been more innovation in format, for example, like pods. The convenience is a massive driver in food at home for everything, whether it's rice, coffee. Convenience drives a lot of the change. In terms of innovation for us, if I think about what's happened over the years, we've had single origin waves of interest in single origin, and that's kind of come and gone. Well, it hasn't gone. It's there are trends that peak and everybody gives it a go, and then go, this customer likes this, they don't like this, and then we kind of evolve. I think probably one of the biggest trends and piece of innovation is DeCaf. Now that might not sound like innovation, but the quality of DeCaf.
I was ask about DeCaf actually.
DeCaf historically was pretty terrible, and it was for those annoying people who wanted decaf, and it was almost dismissed. And decaf, the quality of decaf was never great because you can pretty much decaffeinate any beans. You just have to put them through a decaffeination process. But because the demand wasn't there and the level of that was being demanded wasn't high, nobody was using the good beans as part of that process.
Okay.
Whereas now there are people who, as the demand picked up and people are like, actually, I want a good cup of decaf coffee. Better beans start getting used, so your actual quality of decaf starts improving, and then people going, wow, this is a great cup of coffee. You can't even tell the difference if it's decaf or not. So, and I think COVID and lockdown has really accelerated that process. So that's one of the trends we saw, and we're like, actually, let's make sure that if you like decaf, you're not being underserved, and we can actually really create an amazing cup of coffee for you. And you're having as good a time as somebody who has a caffeinated cup of coffee. So that's one of the routes we've gone down, and we've kind of developed a couple of those. Our latest innovation, and again in the UK, this is very new. Go to the States, it's very common, is half caffeinated coffee, so half caf. So it's kind of a half a hit as opposed to a full hit.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I haven't heard about that in the UK at all.
So,
but actually, I could totally see myself having that. My full caffeine, 9 till 11 a.m. and then, maybe 2 or 3, I'd actually have a half it. So I don't want necessarily a decaf then, but then I don't, sweet, get it.
So it's, and again, it's one of these concepts where, because nobody's been exposed to it, it sounds odd, but the moment you think about it, it's actually quite a logical thing.
Yeah.
And you see it in low alcohol beers, so it's coming through low fat. I mean, you think about skim and semi-skim milk. The concept's been around, I don't want full fat milk, so skim and semi-skim have been, which is it's half fat milk. But nobody's really thought about that from or at least in this country, from a caffeinated point of view, and suddenly that's the sensitivity or awareness of how much caffeine is being consumed is on people's minds. So this is, again, back to consumers. What are people looking for? But you don't want to sacrifice the quality of the coffee. So that's something we brought to market a little bit ago, and people love it.